Okay, meal number 3 of the 4 meals for under £20 using Aldi ingredients. So we're going to do the chicken curry. So I'm going to start it off with a little bit of olive oil. Obviously this is something I didn't buy because I think that really that's store cupboard, something that you're more than likely to have. And then I've got 2 of the onions chopped going in. People will be telling me off that that's not hot enough, but there we go. And the remainder of the mushrooms are chopped. I'm going to add to that on these tikka masala mixes from Aldi, you get a powder on the top which is like a bit of a marinade, so that I'm going to add to the vegetables. I'm using 2 cans, so I've got 2 lots of the marinade. So just going to let this fry up, bob the lid on, and leave that for about 5 to 10 minutes. I may add a little bit of water just to create some steam, which I think does help. Just going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, just a pinch of each. Give it a stir around. So yeah, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to that, just so that it creates steam. Hear it? I'm going to put the lid on, and that I'm going to give about 5 minutes and come back and have a look. I wish you could smell this, it smells absolutely delicious. I think I'm going to add just another little bit of water. It is forming a bit of a sauce in the bottom. I'm just going to add another little bit of water to it just for more steam. And I'm going to pop the lid back on and give it another 5 minutes or so. See how we are then, because the onions aren't quite as soft as I'd like them to be. So I'm going to pop the lid back on and give that another 5 minutes. Okay, so here we are. The onions have softened and have taken on the tikka flavour from the powder and a little bit of water. So to this I'm going to add lentils. So I soaked them and I've rinsed them. I don't think particularly nowadays you have to soak them, but my mother did it when she made anything with lentils and I've just carried on. So I'm adding in the lentils. It was about 50 grams of dried lentils, and it's surprising how much they do swell up. They take on flavour, they're a good source of protein, and if you're trying to bulk out a meal to feed your family, they're a great way of bulking out a meal. Then I've got about 8 ounces of the leftover chicken, and I've sort of cut it into more bite-sized pieces, and that's going to go in. Just give that a stir. Combine that in with the vegetables. And then I'm going to add in the 2 jars of sauce. Give that a good stir, just to combine it all. Smells absolutely delicious already. Now I'm actually going to put a bit of water into each jar. Probably about half the jar because I've added the lentils. And the lentils do take up a lot of the sauce. They do soak it in, that's what makes them taste so good. So I'm just giving the jar a good shake. And you get the last of the sauce then out the jar. And again with the second one. About half a jar of water. Lid on, give it a good shake. So you get all the leftover sauce that's stuck to the jar and stuck to the lid. And that goes in. Give that a good stir. Now I'm going to let this come up to the boil and then I'm going to simmer it for about, I don't know, about an hour probably. And then that will be ready for portioning up ready for future meals. I'll portion it up into 2 portions so that when both myself and Mr. P are having it, and I'll also put some single portions for when I'm on my own in the week. It goes great on a jacket potato or with rice, even in a wrap. It makes a really good wrap. So it's a great way of something living again and creating another meal for the family. Plenty of vegetables in this, there's lentils in it and there's the chicken. So we're just going to leave that now. I'm going to turn the boiling plate down to simmering and let it simmer. I'll probably leave it for what, about an hour? I would normally put it in the simmering oven, but my soup's already in there. So lid on, turn it down to simmering, and we'll give that an hour and come back and have a look. So there we go, a pan of beautiful chicken tikka masala, chicken and lentil tikka masala. I've used 8 ounces of cooked chicken and produced a meal. So let's just have a look and see how many portions we get out of it. So the first one I will do is one for Mr. P. This is a disposable container, although we do reuse them, that he would take to his lorry. And in this, I would put 2 ladles. With rice, that's a good portion for him for a dinner at night. And then in the glass ones, small glass one, 1 and a half. That would do me for a dinner if I was just on my own with rice or on a jacket potato. So that's 1 portion. Two for me. Then in these glass containers, which are obviously reusable, I'm going to do a couple of double portions for if me and Mr. P were eating it together. So I would put in 1, 2, 3 for both of us. So that's another 2 portions. And then 1, 2, 3. There's a tiny bit left that I will divide up between the containers. So actually what I have got out of 8 ounces of chicken and lentils that we bought for the £10.97, I've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 portions for less than £5. So I think that is a great way of stretching your grocery budget if you can get 7 portions from 8 ounces of chicken and some lentils that were all in with the 1991 purchase that we made from Aldi. I think we've done well. There's this little bit left, so I shall just divide that up between what I've got. Waste not, want not, as you know is my mantra. And that is beautiful. There we go. 7 portions under a £5. I've got the rice for 2 portions. Yeah, 2, maybe 3. So yes, I will have to add rice to them when they come out the freezer, but that is 7 future meals for my family from 8 ounces of chicken.